Today I want to talk about abandoned cart recovery and specifically how you can create a playbook campaign in Autopilot to recover all those abandoned carts. So let's jump in and take a look. So before we jump into Autopilot, there's something we need to take care of in the Shopify account itself first, because we want to set up emails that will email a customer after they abandon a cart. But Shopify actually already does that in a really basic way. So in your Shopify account, you want to navigate to settings down here and click on checkout. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see under abandoned checkouts, this checked by default generally. It says automatically send abandoned checkout emails. You want to uncheck that, because if you leave it checked, the customer is going to get one email from your Shopify store and another email from Autopilot, and you don't want that to happen. So click save and we're good to go. And we can now leave Shopify. So once you log into your Autopilot account, by default on the home screen, you'll have this dialog that says switch on these campaigns. And you'll see right at the top is abandoned cart recovery. And it says 70% of all carts are abandoned. Make more money by automating cart recovery. So generally the average here is that 70% of carts on your store will be abandoned. So you're essentially losing 70% of this revenue from carts that are abandoned. So if we can just recover a couple of basis points of those carts, we're going to make you a lot more money. So that's our aim today. The beauty is this is really already set up for you. All you need to do is click from here on abandoned cart recovery, and Autopilot will automatically build out the abandoned cart recovery playbook campaign. So you can see it just automatically built out for us here. And really at this point, all you need to do is switch it on. You don't really need to go in and edit anything, but I think it's important we go through and understand fundamentally how it works and just some of the additional things that you can tweak and play with in here. So it says here, people enter when. So the activity is abandoned cart occurs. So Shopify doesn't have a concept of an abandoned cart that we can pick up here. So what we do is we look at people who start a checkout and then we wait 90 minutes for them to complete the checkout. And then if they don't complete the checkout, we fire this activity in an Autopilot called abandoned cart. And so what we're looking for here is abandoned cart occurs. So when the abandoned cart occurs, people will enter our playbook here. So then the second thing we want to do is make sure that they're exiting if they place an order. So there's some criteria here. They receive all the messages. So they receive all the emails and they still don't buy. So they're going to leave the playbook. They don't qualify to receive any messages within a 30-day period. In this context, it's unlikely, but it's still a good rule to have in place. Or they place an order. So if they receive the first email and then for whatever reason they immediately place an order and they never get the second, we don't want them to get the second reminder. So this will make sure they exit the playbook before that occurs, and it just saves obviously embarrassment. So then send messages at least 2 days apart. Now you can tweak this. You can even restrict it so it only sends on weekdays or weekends and things like that, and at specific times. But we're just going to leave it in the context of when they abandon the cart, because it's 90 minutes after they abandon the cart. So it'll happen at a pretty good time for them. And then finally, the attribution. So we're saying we want to attribute all the revenue for this playbook, or the revenue attribution, to the placed order activity. So again, that's just set up by default. We can leave it in place. It'll just tell us how much money this playbook is actually recovering when carts are recovered, and what products are recovered as well. So what products would they have not bought if we weren't running this? So then we have 3 messages, and these are organized in priority order from top to bottom. So this is the first email they'll get, this is the second email, and this is the third email. And so let's click into the first email and take a look. Now the emails are automatically built out based on the brand book settings that you have in Autopilot. So it should come out similar to this, where it adopts the logo or the brand of your store and the colors and and typography that you use. So in this case, it's saying hi first name, which is just a little bit of liquid code. So if we don't have their first name, it'll default to there. That's what this code says. So hi there, you left. And then it's just saying if they have less than 2 items in their cart, we want to just say 1 item. So you left 1 item in your cart. But if they left multiple items, we want to say items. So it'll say, you left 10 items in your cart. And then it says complete your order so you don't miss out. Buy now. So this is a content block for the abandoned cart. It's essentially just a placeholder, and it has placeholder products in it just to demonstrate what they would see when they abandon a cart. So they'd see the products that are in their cart and a big buy now button. And this can be customized, but this is just what it comes out with by default. So let's jump in and edit it just so you can see. So we can come in here and run an A/B test and test different subject lines if we wish, but I'm just going to leave all that for now and jump over to the design step. And so you can see this block or placeholder is just a content block. So it's just this abandoned cart content block that's automatically been added to the email. So if you click on it and click configure, you'll see the products here, the button, and you can play around with the styles and typography and the layout of it. You can even change the text on the button and even apply a coupon. We're not going to do that today, but it just gives you an idea of the customization, and you don't have to write any code. It just automatically works. So you click save. You can edit, some of this as well, but I'm just going to leave it exactly how it is. I do recommend you sending some of these emails to yourself before you switch it on, just to make sure you're happy with how they come out. You can do that by going to the review step and hitting send test, or from that other screen we saw before, you can send test messages from there as well. So I've published that message, and then let's take a look at the second message they get. So this one says, hey, first name, you still have items in your cart. So hey Mike, you still have items in your cart. You left some items in your cart. And this again is just a reminder. And so our first 2 emails are just reminders to keep our store top of mind. And if they were interested in those products enough to add them to the cart, they might have just got distracted when they were checking out, or they didn't have their credit card handy. And so by sending these emails every 2 days, so they're going to get this email the first day, about 90 minutes after they abandon the cart, and then 2 days later, they'll get another reminder. So it just gives them ample time to complete that cart. And they're just reminders. You don't have to get aggressive with discounts or anything like that. At this point, we're just reminding them. So by the 6th day, in this case, we are going to shoot for a coupon to try and get them to check out. Again, if you don't want to do this, you can just remove this message and create another reminder message. It's not necessary, but if you've spent a chunk of money on acquisition and you only have to discount the cart 10% and you otherwise wouldn't have got that revenue, I think it's a pretty good idea to apply a discount by day 6. So the big difference here is just that, as I showed you earlier, on that content block for abandoned cart, a coupon's been applied for 10% off the entire basket. It can only be used once, and it's a unique coupon that's generated for that particular customer. So it can't be put up on coupon sites. It can't be leaked. They can't share it with their friends. It's a coupon unique to them that they can use to complete this cart. And if you do switch this on, the coupon's automatically created for you in Shopify. So again, you don't really have to do anything, but it will discount the entire basket size by 10%. So just be aware of that in case, your margins aren't great and you don't want to discount down by 10%. So one more thing about this sequence of messages. You'll see this more than once here and more than once on this email, but you won't see it on the 3rd email, and this is intentional. So obviously they're going to abandon carts over time. They might abandon, 2 carts every year potentially. So what we're saying is they can enter more than once and they can receive this email more than once. So people can receive this message more than once. It's very important. So every time they abandon carts, on your store, they'll get these 2 reminders. But you'll notice on the 3rd email, it says people can receive this message only once. And this is so people don't game our abandoned cart recovery system. Because eventually, if they learn that they just wait 6 days, they get a 10% coupon, they're just going to keep abandoning carts and waiting for that 10% coupon to come through. So what we do is we can send these 2 emails more than once, but they'll never get the coupon again. They'll never see it again because they can only receive this email once. Now, if you're not that concerned about people getting a coupon and gaming the system a little bit to actually buy, you can just go in here and say people can receive this message, edit it, and change it to more than once. It's very easy to do. So that's the makeup of our best practice abandoned cart recovery. But obviously you can tweak the copy, you can tweak the subject lines, and play around with it and keep experimenting with it to see if you can build upon it. It's just a great building block for you. And what it's going to do is if you switch it on, it's going to make you more money, guaranteed. So if you switch this on and you get abandoned carts, it's going to help you recover them. And so instead of seeing 70% of your abandoned carts go nowhere and never be recovered, this playbook is going to help you recover carts and recover revenue. So the final step in setting up this template is just to switch it on. So we'll flick the switch. It'll say preparing for liftoff. We'll hit switch on. It's going to count down like a rocket. 2, 1. And we have liftoff. So the playbook's now on and active. And you can go ahead and test this. If you open up a browser in incognito and you're a known user and you go and start that checkout process, you're going to start getting abandoned cart recovery emails. And hopefully this playbook is going to make you a lot of money and help you recover a lot of that lost revenue from abandoned carts. So that's it for this tutorial. If you like this video and you're watching on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm releasing one video like this every week. Thanks for watching.